A big surprise, a big surprise. Somebody was whipped into a frenzy by the radical left in this country and the Democrat Party. Attacks an ICE facility in New York City yesterday.
A man by the name of Andrew Arabaka. He poured gasoline onto the ground and ignited it with a lighter and an incendiary.
As attacks go, kind of a ham-handed, stupid attack, he poured some gasoline on the stairs not near the building, then set it on fire. So, not exactly, well thought out plan.
Device. That device was a firework, a large firework in a canister. He then pulled out an airsoft rifle.
Yeah, again, not a very good plan. I've got an airsoft rifle actually at home. It won't break the skin. I mean, even if you're really, really close, it shoots like 1,500, 700 feet per second or something, but won't even break the skin. Looks like a gun, has an orange tip on the end of the barrel, which kind of gives it away.
And fired 5 to 7 pellets, if you will, in the direction of 26 Federal Plaza.
Not exactly sure what he was trying to do with the pellets from an airsoft rifle. But
the building was attacked.
Yeah.
Mr. Arabaka was looking to injure people and harm people. He had 2 axes, a hammer,
there you go,
a machete, and 3 knives.
Wow. There you go. That is what happened in New York City, and a lot of Democrats they like to claim that they have no responsibility for it. Now, you ever see those cases where the kids online are talking to the AI assistant, and then the AI assistant convinces the kid to kill himself, or the AI assistant convinces the kid to commit some act of harm, whatever, with Slender Man or whatever? You ever notice that? Do you ever notice what Charles Manson was able to do with the Manson family with the power of suggestion and whatnot? Well, guess what? That's what the Democrat Party has been doing for the last decade or so with regard to the Trump administration, the police, and, of course, ICE. And does this surprise anyone that this sort of crap once again happened?
Subdue him and take him into federal custody. On the scene was recovered, among other things, 2 airsoft rifles and the container with the flammable liquid. Also affixed to the suspect's cart was a sign reading "ICE off our streets."
Well, I believe that that's seen on signs at these anti-ICE protests in places like Minneapolis, Minnesota, where a woman tried to run over and kill an ICE agent, and so he had to shoot her. And then another guy shows up after being at ICE rallies, kicking out the rear taillights of an ICE vehicle, and then, of course, attacking ICE officers while carrying a gun.
During the incident, the suspect was wearing a military-style helmet. This incident occurred along federal property, and the NYPD is supporting the federal government in their investigations. Charges are yet to be filed. Our work with the Joint Terrorism Task Force and the Southern District of New York is critical to keeping our city safe.
Have you noticed there are no Democrats saying this sort of behavior outside of ICE facilities is absolutely unacceptable? This sort of violence against law enforcement of any type is absolutely unacceptable. It's nothing. Absolute silence. Critics, or I should say silence, Democrats, pundits on television saying, well, yeah, it's all ICE's fault. I mean, honestly, this is all by design. They love it when this happens. They use these leftists as cannon fodder. They pray to whatever dark lord they have, maybe Satan himself, that somebody dies so they can blame ICE for all of it. It is utterly, utterly ridiculous, and I'm really tired of suffering fools with regard to all of this nonsense. Here is Scott Jennings with a bunch of morons last night on Fox News, on CNN. They're trying to convince him the opposite of the truth.
10 people have been killed by ICE since this year.
A lot of people have been killed by illegal
ICE in the past year.
How many people have been killed by ICE agents, and what were the circumstances surrounding? It was generally the ICE agents being attacked and fearing for their lives.
Since Donald Trump took office, that didn't happen under Biden's administration.
So let me make sure I understand. This deranged anti-ICE leftist tries to blow up the federal office in New York today, and that's Donald Trump's fault. Joe Biden.
Nobody said that.
You just gave a long speech about it.
Yeah.
Never said that. You didn't listen to a word I said, did you?
No one said that.
Oh, God. I mean, if I were Scott Jennings, I swear to God in heaven, I would already be drinking again. I would be drinking again. I might even do other drugs. I have no idea. Give me some weed. I don't even care. How do you sit there? How do you deal with these morons every stinking night of the week?
Joe Biden doesn't enforce immigration laws, and that's Donald Trump's fault. I'm trying to identify the end of the Choose Your Own Adventure book where it doesn't end with it's Donald Trump's fault. Stephen is right. They did not enforce the law. And you know who will tell you?
You see, what happened was Joe Biden opened the southern border so they'd bring in a Trojan horse packed with millions of our country's enemies and illegals to fill up states where people have been fleeing because of failed socialist policies like California, so they could keep their representation, so they could up their census numbers, and then, of course, also register them to vote. 4 states in our country, California among them, Pennsylvania, one of them, Arizona among them, 4 states, 250,000 illegals registered to vote. Why do you register to vote? Real quick, is it because you're hungry? Do you register to vote to go fishing? Do you register the vote to get a job? No, you register the vote to vote.
That anybody that works for ICE today will tell you when they were working there under Biden, they were told not to enforce immigration law. We haven't passed any new laws, and today we had the 14th straight month of no releases at the border. The border is closed. Not a single new law was passed. The only difference is the feds are enforcing longstanding existing law, and you have Democrats now demonizing the people enforcing.
And because they want to keep the people in the country they allowed to come here illegally, loaded them up with all sorts of largesse, all sorts of free stuff. You may recall at New York City, they had the Roosevelt Hotel, used to be a fine hotel. They just loaded it up with illegals, $500 a night, some of them staying there for a year. Billions and billions of dollars just in New York on illegal aliens, giving them all sorts of visa cards and free daycare, childcare, free diapers, all this while you suffered and Joe Biden was the president of the United States. This is Lori Reese of the Heritage Foundation. I played this yesterday. Here is exactly why the left is anti-ICE, and their rhetoric has resulted in acts of violence against ICE, most recently the one yesterday in New York City. Here it is. Try it one more time. All right, hold on 1 second here. We got a little minor. You see, I start talking about and bragging about how we don't have any technical difficulties, and then we have one.
And preventing ICE from doing its job because millions came in during Biden's 4 years, and they don't want them to be deported. Their political base depends on it, whether it is direct vote. Whether it is ballot generation through Social Security numbers and work authorization, et cetera, and the head count for the census to determine congressional districts and electoral college votes. President Trump did promise mass deportations in addition to securing the border. Mass deportations was the second plank of the platform.
That's one of the many things I voted for. This is exactly what we wanted and exactly what most Americans want. It's absurd. It's utterly absurd that the Democrat Party would say that we, the people, don't want people who came here illegally and abuse the systems to be deported. We want that to happen. You come here legally. You want to assimilate into the culture. You want to learn the language. You want to live the American dream like our ancestors and those of us who came here to do that have done in their lifetimes.
2024. We needed it because Americans were fed up with the crime and the fentanyl and the costs of housing and educating and detaining and et cetera, the masses who had come. And that hasn't changed. And so that's why we need ICE to do its job.
Yeah, that's why we need ICE to do its job. But the Democrat Party has decided to say that ICE is evil like they did the police in 2020. And then, of course, they burned the country. Another absurdity, another absurd atrocity that the Democrat parties pulled to say that we don't need the police in 2020 because George Floyd, a drug-addicted loser from hell, died of a fentanyl overdose. There's a police officer still in jail for it, rotting in prison, and he should not be there. But they were able to create a convenient psyop. They tried it with Mike Brown. They tried it with others. Didn't work so well. They tried it with what's his name in Chicago, going out to get his 12-inch footlong footlong at midnight. Jussie Smollett, he was out to go get a 12-inch footlong at midnight. Not uncommon for Jussie Smollett to do, but they tried that and they tried that and they tried that, and then all of a sudden came George Floyd, and kaboom, they were able to go after the police. Here's the difference between ICE now, according to Democrats, and ICE during the Obama administration.
Just before the sun rises in the Windy City, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents fan out across Chicago to arrest criminals in the U.S.
I thought they were Gestapo.
Illegally.
Tac 1, Tac 2, Tac 3.
CNN was granted exclusive access to witness some of those raids.
Betting themselves in a Nazi camp.
They want to come out extra early, like right now, because they want to catch these people before they go to work.
Where's the outrage?
That's why it starts so early in the morning.
These people just want to come here and have jobs.
All right, let's roll, guys.
This is about a secret police force that
Now, this is, of course, now.
Donald Trump and the Republicans have unleashed on American streets
No. They've been around for a very long time. They
and
have.
cities.
The way in which ICE is operating today is inhumane and illegal.
No, it's not.
Democrats should not, cannot vote for more money for this unaccountable
Well, they did.
Department of Homeland Security that is terrorizing people.
The actions of ICE, they are unconstitutional, unlawful. They are cruel. They are rogue. They are racist.
Repeat a lie enough, by the way, repeat a lie enough, it becomes the truth. And it particularly becomes the truth among those who are mentally ill. And those people generally reside mostly on the left side of the political equation. As many as 50% of liberal women, for instance, are bat guano crazy. And the men are either soy boys or complete nutbags.
The Rob Carson Show.